There we are. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Miss Catherine.
Good morning.
So we are on Wednesday, May 18th. It is exciting. I still can't believe that we're almost at the end of
Shh,
May.
shh. We're still in January.
Or yeah, exactly. We are not. I was in the mud the other day. I
I know, right?
know it's coming, but still, it's supposed to be zero-ish, and it's so wet right now that hasn't happened again. So there
Yeah.
goes gardening, but it gives us a chance to do lots of work on doTERRA because it's going to be nice out soon. So let's hit this, right? So Catherine was just catching me up because I am a few more days behind than she is in our silver sprint here. And so we're on day 35, May 18th. This is staging issues, staging oils. And so did you want to talk about it, Catherine? Do you want to give a quick little?
Sure. I haven't watched the complete video yet, but basically it's like talking about different ways. Like the assignment is to research and plan what oils you would use. And so they're asking you to research and plan what oils you would use over the space of a week for cuts or abrasions, or research and plan what oils you would use over the space of a week for a sprained ankle. So when Jackie and I were kind of talking about this, we were saying, like, for instance, for me, I stage my oils all over my house. I have lemon, and actually I have lemon, grapefruit, wild orange, a variety of the citrus oils right beside where I get my water, where my ice maker is, so that when I'm, doing water, I put something in it. And then I have lavender right beside the stove. So if I burn myself, then I, have my lavender. And we have in the bathroom, we have our Correct-X, kind of sitting on the shelf. So if you cut yourself, you go wash it, you put some Correct-X on it. And then of course I have all of my oils that I have beside my bed, for the ones that I use in the morning and the ones that I use at night. And so, if you put your oils where you're going to use them, then they actually get used. And so that's what I believe she's talking about. Like, that's
Right.
the gist that I got. So yeah. And so then, yeah, it says research and plan what else you'd use, and then share your plan with your accountability group or someone on your team. So, and then of course, contact 2 new people and follow up with 2 yet to enroll.
That's nice. I find, the daily habits, right? It's making it easier and easier for yourself. So if using your oils, pardon me, I just did a recode, so now I'm burping and sneezing and all sorts of stuff. But making it easier for yourself to be able to just kind of grab for it, right? Like, I look here, I've got my Europalm serum because I've been experimenting putting it on some spots. This is just like a freckle that's come up and it's a little rough, so I'm like, let's see. So every day now I'm doing this just because it's sitting right beside my laptop, right? And I've got my Copaiba for my shoulder. I could just take a drop. I've got everything kind of sitting here. And then same thing with the oils. I've got my tangerine, everything right beside the water. My deep blue rub is right beside the bed. I've got an array of oils. Oh, I love that little bot. Oh, that's so cute. Got an array of oils in the bathroom just because we use them in the bathtub all the time. The lemons by the sink as well for cleaning. I've got a lemon in the laundry room because I use it for stains and oil and things like that come out. Just they're all over the house. I mean, some people are really organized and they need to, but try for just a week, kind of staging your own house to help you with something that's going on. Pick a real issue that you have and go for it for a week and do almost like an oil study on yourself, right? And write it down. Really do it with intention. Write down what you're using. Write down, because sometimes we forget, I put Aroma Touch on that day. That was what I didn't have nerve pain that night. But if we don't write it down and look at it and intentionally do it, we just slap it on and kind of keep going. And we don't think all the time, like, holy crap, I haven't had that pain in however long, and I used Passion on my thumb and it took care of my trigger thumb. Like, little things that you may not remember a couple days later or even a few days later what it was that you used that you liked so much. So it's a really great way to kind of keep yourself accountable. And it's also a good way to segue into today. What I wanted to talk about was making videos and kind of getting out there because we've finished this whole video challenge that I did. And I was noticing today, and it was really cool because there was even some magnetic mind people, like from the university that I went to last year, that were in this group because this coach had kind of reached out to different groups of coaches, and that's who he wants to work with. So there was probably about 50 people in the group. And there was a good 15 or so that went and did every day's homework. And they did a new video each day. And you watched from day one, it was like, um, um, okay, my name is Jackie, and I am coming forward to talk about tea. I am like, you're right. Like this was day one, and there was no judgments. Everybody's like, way to go, because they had never been on camera, right? And it was just being posted in this group. They're not putting it on there. It was just to do it. And what it was about the structure of making a video about tea, because it didn't matter what the content was. It was just, these are 3 terrible things that could happen if you don't have this in your life. This is how I can help you. And this is how to get a hold of me. Like it really just don't make it really easy. And by the 5th day, when they were doing their videos, and it was neat because he did a transition from, about tea to about reading, how it's utterly important to read the right way. It was about the next one was about overcome, or a hobby, something that you loved. He had you talk about something that you love, because that raises your energy and you're also comfortable with it. And now you can start kind of incorporating things that you love, right? And then the next one was why you didn't want to make a video and put it out there. And by that one, people were starting to get kind of funny. They weren't reading from a script anymore. They were keeping to the structure of the video, and they were really kind of nailing it at the end. And it was like, you'd see their face would kind of change, and their backgrounds changed. Like the first time they're in a garage, the second time they're in a bathroom, the third time they're walking with it, the fourth time they've actually got a setup, and the 5th time is like, wow, this wasn't so hard. And all they needed to do was just start doing it, right? And so no matter how we start doing it, if it's staging an issue, looking at what it is that we can help ourselves with, we can report that to some. We can take 2 minutes to just go, it's crazy. I decided just do a little challenge, stick to it for 5 days and try. And like, look at the before and after picture. That would be enough to right there be like, I want that. People, 10 customers right there. That would be enough. Just that one little thing. Doesn't matter necessarily what it is. I had a meeting with a coach last night who said, she's been out walking around dropping off like flyers, like mailers. She doesn't even really want to work with people in her area. She's actually a coach on like me online. But just from her making that step and really deciding this is what she was going to do, and walking and focusing her energy on all that, people are falling through the sky, being referred to her, she's like, Jack, I made more money this month than I've made in the last 3 months altogether. And it's only the 18th. And I'm like, see, like, it's just that you make that choice to just do it and just go for it. And we may not be perfect. We may not stick to it every day. We may find that we fall a day behind, but when we kind of stop and take a moment and look at where we need the support so that we don't fall off, maybe it's just keeping accountable to, sticking to what we know we have to kind of stick to, just literally allowing ourselves to sort of listen to ourselves is more than anything what it is, without just kind of taking that away or discounting it for some reason. So I wanted to kind of talk about some things, because I know with you, Catherine, you have been taking some courses too about just kind of getting out there, doing a video. So I figured if you had anything you wanted to share, if you wanted to chat a little bit about that, it'd be awesome to just share with everybody.
Sure. So like I actually have my notes from like the stuff that I learned while I was, looking at the Facebook stuff, and basically it's building your personal brand and discovering your identity. And that's big, is to, to kind of clean up your Facebook page and make it, more your brand, more so than your personal page.
Right.
And
like,
because I mean,
keep happening to me. I'm your
yeah.
wellness coach, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To manifest your life.
So then, then they also talked about, like your personal brand statement. And this is actually all going to be in that workbook that I'm going to post on. I just haven't. It's still on my to-do list. And then, the second step is to engage, so use your personal brand stories to create content that attracts, educates, and connects to your ideal customer. And number 3 is to convert. So basically, have some way of capturing, and Wavato gives us that for free. Right. So like when it was actually kind of funny because I mean, we watched that Wavato video or that, you know, thing. And it was like, okay, I'm definitely not using Wavato to its full capacity that I could be.
Exactly.
And, you know, I mean, like they're giving us this for free and, you know, we're not using it. So that was, you know, that was another thing that I, you know, when I was going through this, I'm like, I already have that. I just got to use it now.
Right.
So, and then, you know, and then step number 4 is establishing, basically applying your online marketing and growth strategies to your business. So one of the other things that I really wanted to kind of share too was the way that the coach that I'll be working with for Facebook, the way that she does it is that on Mondays, she does a leadership quote. On Tuesdays, she does a long post about, you know, basically, you know, kind of 3 to 4 paragraphs about something that she is interested in. And then she basically builds on that for the rest of the week. Right. So on Wednesday, she's going to put a picture of herself with an inspirational message related to the day before's topic. And then on Thursday, she does a live and verbally talks about what she posted about on Tuesday.
Wow.
And then on Friday, she does a results-based post. So, you know, I was able to, you know, to do this week. I was, you know, whatever, you know, some kind of success, right? And then on Saturday and Sunday, she does family posts. So, you know, like kids at the park, you know, like, you know, kind of like the squirrels, you know, like what Rosetta posted.
Yeah.
You know, so that's, I mean, and that's just one strategy, right? Like that's not to say that that's exactly what you need to do, but it gives you an idea that you actually only have to go on live once, right? So you're not doing a live every day, because for some people that's just way too overwhelming. Yeah. And so that's what I was thinking is, okay, man, I got to go on live every day. And that's just, it was just blowing my mind, and I can't get past that. And so when she gave me this, it was kind of like, oh, okay, I can do that. That's awesome. And so she actually has her personal page that she directs people to her group and then gets them into her group page. And then in the group is more focused on, you know, so she would actually take her stuff from Tuesday, and it's like, you know, I mean, so the theme goes through her personal page and her group page. She's going to post more stuff about, you know, like, I mean, for us, me personally, I would be posting more doTERRA education stuff in my group, as well as, but not on my personal page. I'm not going to post anything doTERRA educational on my personal page. I'm going to, I mean, I may mention doTERRA every once in a while on my personal page, but that's where the information comes from, is from the group, right? So you want people to start following you on your personal page that are interested in what you're talking about, which is not necessarily your product. It's more about what your beliefs are, so that they're following you for your personal brand. Right. So for you, it would be lifestyle coaching or, you know, like improving your mindset, that type of thing. And then you direct them to your, you know, your group page to get them to buy in, or send them to a funnel. Either way works.
Right. Or to a paid group. Like if they, you know, because that is basically, And it's funny because I didn't do that at first. I had an essential oils page and essential oils group. And the only difference was there was a few people that were in different lines and stuff like that, you know, and the only thing that I use those for really is just posting classes, and I don't really do anything personal on them. So there's not a lot of interaction. And then I noticed I kind of did the same thing on my hormone page. It's a lot of educating, but there's not a lot of interaction because there's nothing personal on there. They know nothing about me. I put nothing personal on there. And then I have my group coaching, but that's the only one I had at first. So I put everyone in there, but now I'm making it a paid group. And it's like, so now I have to shift. So it's very awkward. If you just set it up at first where you have a group, just, you know, it can be whatever. Mine's Magnetic Soul now. That's my landing page, my public page per se. It's all about mindset. But again, I was starting to just educate. So this is, a light went on for me with this, like, that is exactly what I should be doing on those pages, because we just don't know. Right. And so that's why I figured if we both put together the things that we know, because we're all learning it for a reason. I knew it would just kind of do puzzle pieces, right? It makes it so much easier to just kind of do a leadership quote one day and then just something that you're interested in, because that's what I do. I go by a weekly theme of what's really going on, you know, and that's, it goes into my court, everything.
And so it's easy to come up with basically 52, weeks of stuff to talk about. And it doesn't, I mean, like, because of course everything evolves, right? So I mean, like, you're learning something new all the time. So there's always new information that you can share, with your people. And
trusting that, because I felt a lot of people in the field just now kind of go, I can do 52, but we do. Like Kelsey could talk about oils and kids and the body and the, like, Shannon could talk about all the mood stuff. Like 52 weeks, are you kidding me? We'd run out of time still, right?
Oh, totally.
And you can change them. You can have it planned for week 42, but that's really pertinent right now. So I'm going to pluck from that idea or even alter it, right? It doesn't, you don't have to.
Totally. And you can also regurgitate too, because there's going to be some times where, okay, in week 1, I talked about this, but it's really, really pertinent to go back to week 1 because water is so freaking important,
right?
So you could actually do one on water every 3 weeks and people would still be listening.
Exactly. And it would be different each time because you've then shifted and learned more too. So you're going to share more things. And I noticed that even in my university group now, we basically do the same 35 lessons over and over again. Like there's really, it's all the same. It's all about the same thing. It's just a different way of looking at it, a different way of explaining it, and it'll hit for some people and it won't for others. And others, it'll be like when you pick up that book that you read halfway through and you recognize, oh yeah, there was probably something in there that I just wasn't ready for, because wow, did that hit home now, right? Like,
oh yeah, totally.
God is pulling me over here in the Celestine kitchen. I've got that the 10th insight is practically falling off my bookshelf right now, and it's so funny. Like, I haven't noticed them for years, and all of a sudden I'm like, I really need to read that again.
Yeah. And it's actually funny, like when I'm listening to books and then I'll go and listen again and it's like, I didn't hear that the first time. It really, it either didn't resonate with me at the time, or I didn't need to hear it, or I now need to hear it, so it wasn't big in the,
That's it. And I think that's why Wavato maybe has now this free sort of thing too, because you did have to pay for it at one time to have.
No, you didn't actually. So the Wavato has always had a free piece, right? Okay. And if you wanted a website with your own name on it, you had to pay for it, right? And so to have more than just the one funnel page, then you have to pay for it. To have more than 200 or 2,000 contacts, you have to pay for it. However, if you're at 2,000 contacts and you're giving, like you have an email list of over 2,000 contacts, you have enough money to pay for it. So it's not a big deal.
Exactly. Right? So do you have the site down? It was wavato.com/free, was it? To get you that free trial. Do you remember?
Give me a second.
I thought it would be good to share. I didn't try it. And I remember taking notes at the time when we were doing that webinar. But I didn't end up logging on to see, because when I log on to Wavato, it brings me automatically to my my site.
Yeah, so actually, if you just go to doTERRA like wavato.com, and doTERRA Solutions basically is where it's directing me.
Okay.
But you're right. I'm pretty sure when I go in. Oh no. It actually, so it's wavato.com/doTERRA-solutions.
-solutions. Okay, perfect.
Let me cut and paste it onto. No, I put it in the chat, it won't show up on. I'll just paste it right onto the Facebook page.
Oh, you're awesome.
Yeah,
thanks, Catherine.
And yeah, so basically it's set up your social media for success with this free tool.
Nice.
And
like the thing is, all these things are available to us. It's just a matter of knowing what we're capable of, allowing that to, and that's kind of where this work sort of comes in, because it's those things that we don't feel like we're allowed to be capable. Sometimes we don't feel like we're allowed to belong or be significant. There's all these things that can stop us. So a lot of times just recognizing those things in these last 10 days have been funny for, I shouldn't say funny, it's been crazy for things that have been popping back up into people's fields, just kind of going, hey, I know you really want this, but we could do this instead, or just
Right.
maybe you're not meant to do this. And that those voices are like, those resistances have been coming up for people. But so many people that I'm working with right now are just like, I see you. I'm like shining my light and the vampire is dissipating because I want this. I want this. We really know we want this now. And then we can see the things that are available to us just by choosing that we want it, right? Those things will pop up. That Facebook video will make more of an impact on us. That book will be a little bit more ready for, right? We'll be like, we're understanding this. Oh, so that's actually really all I got to do to just have like a really successful Facebook page, is just basically, Monday do this. Yeah, I can do that, like it makes it not so overwhelming because we don't know.
Yeah.
So what other wonderful tidbits do you have that you would love to share with everyone?
So I just want to share about the Wavato site for anybody who missed the like that webinar that they did. It has step-by-step videos of how to do the stuff, like how to bring in your list from doTERRA. And it's so simple to follow. Like even somebody who is not tech savvy would actually be able to use it. Like that's how they've set it up so that anybody can do it. And I mean, and one of the biggest things that I took away from that video is that you have 5 things that you would pay for that you're getting for free from the Wavato site. You have your people manager, you have your your email manager, you have, I can't even think what they all were.
You have your calendar, there's
funnels, scheduling, all kinds of that stuff. So
I was paying for all of those separately and still am, and then got that too. And I was like, okay, I got to get rid of everything else and just use this. Like it has everything. Like it's really,
it does. And you don't necessarily need to only use it for doTERRA stuff. I mean, it's got, I mean, like obviously it's got all the stuff for doTERRA, but yeah. So I mean, it's
on there.
Yeah.
All the webinars are on there. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I just wanted to do another plug for Wavato. And like I said, I'll put the link on the Facebook page after you post this video. So that people have some place to go to.
Do you have any people that you follow that you love for advice that like you would recommend?
Well, so I mean, I'm also on. I actually paid for the dough planner oily bundle,
Nice.
and so I mean, originally I was planning on just paying for it for a couple of months and using it, but they're always putting new content on, and they always have lots of really good stuff. So I mean, it's I think it's $28 a month or something stupid like that. It is in US funds, which really irritates me because she's Canadian. So, but anyway, I mean, obviously she's going through a US web server or whatever. And so
not even, I actually choose to, I end up charging US as well, because most of my, and she probably finds too, a lot of her clients are from the US. And honestly, Catherine, it's like, it's 30% more. Right?
For us,
like, it's crazy. It's crazy because I find that way it sucks for Canadians, but honestly, I don't work with that many Canadians. The other thing is that you don't have tax, and you also, it covers all your fees because you get charged, right, for every transaction. And you're still on top of it. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
So anyway,
I know.
Like I said, it irritates me because I know she's Canadian and I'm paying in US funds, but hey, but I found it really to be quite useful. And you don't have to pay for the whole thing. Like you don't have to do the whole oily bundle. You can do, like little pieces that she's got for like $5 and for $5 and $5. Really, really good information. But even if you just go on the dough planner itself, like the dough planner Facebook group, really, really good stuff on there. And she gives lots of free information, lots of free stuff, as well. So I follow her, the Sherelle, I can't remember her last name. Sherelle Soleil is the lady that I'm taking the Facebook learning with.
Okay.
And she has her group is called Finding the Right People.
Hmm.
And it's women in business. I'll post a link to it, and you can always, like, again, it's that's how she gets people in, is and she did the reason that I actually got onto her was because I'm in Eddie Villa's group, and he was doing a 5-day seminar with her. So
Oh,
he did and it was a Finding the Right People seminar. So that's why I was doing that. And so basically what she did, and it was really nice because you didn't have to be on the computer at any specific time. She pre-taped 3 different interviews with 3 different, people who are doing Facebook marketing and all of that kind of stuff, and from different perspectives. And so
like
Eddie
it.
happened to be on it. So he was promoting it. So I got onto it. I did the 5-day challenge and got into a crap load of so that I was in all kinds of different master classes and,
Wow.
that type of thing.
You're
But
amazing.
got some really, really good information from it. So I was very happy with it. And when she put out another 5-day challenge, because I got into her Facebook group because I was like part of the 5-day challenge. And then she did another 5-day challenge, and that was the Facebook one. And so I got into that. But by the time I was doing that, I've actually already signed up for her coaching. So I'm going to do her coaching for a year. It's a year-long program.
Good for you.
And so you have actually it starts like, I'm thinking in a week or so. So we'll see what happens. But I plan on sharing with you guys how it's going and all of that. But I think I have a check-in once a week with basically a mentor or whatever, and they're going to give me tasks and challenges and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. That's so exciting. Because you
Yeah.
know what, when you do have to invest in yourself, like as far as when you really want to stay accountable, when you really want to smash this and you don't want to get tangled up anymore, that is the one way to do it. And especially, you know what, it's paying for a program and actually investing in yourself and actually doing it, because we have to want it, right? We have to want to get up every morning and make this choice. And when we don't have that motivation, sometimes we don't even want to hear it from someone, and we're allowed to do that. But hopping back on and keeping that momentum moving forward is the biggest, most important thing, right? We can always reroute, but we're still going into the same place.
Yeah, I have to say that this 11 o'clock meeting that we have every day has really kept me. For me, it's actually the start of my doTERRA day.
Me too.
Because I get, I'm either at IKEA or whatever. I do chores around the house or whatever. 10:30, I sit down and I start my daily diary, what I'm doing for the day. And then 11 o'clock is the start of my doTERRA day. And then, it goes from there. So this has really helped me to keep focused and, to really stay on, with what I'm doing. And I guess Rosetta had you guys on at 10 o'clock earlier, that
Yeah,
was what you guys were
it
doing
was.
originally. And I could never make the 10 o'clock group because I was always still at work.
Yeah.
So with it being at 11 o'clock, it sure has helped me to, kind of focus and basically get my crap together. So it's really been awesome. I really appreciate the fact that, we do this. So
Yeah, it is huge. I appreciate it too, just having that opportunity to keep me consistent as well, because I look forward to it every week, making sure I'm sort of on track, and I'm doing a kind of like a 6-week at a time plan of the things that I want to do. And now really planning it alongside of, before I was kind of letting the field sort of guide it and just going along with exactly whatever. But I'm going to start to really be intentional about these lessons that we're doing and really try. I mean, we're here, right? We might as well just make the most of this. And the fact that I have this group to be able, this is what really enabled me to start working with other people, was getting out there and actually doing it. Right.
yeah.
So I'm very grateful for you guys to give me the space to use you all as guinea pigs. So
We love being guinea
it's
pigs.
been great. It's been so great. And if you ever want Catherine on, or anybody that's on here on Mondays and Wednesdays before this meeting at 10, I always do like a magnetic mind one where it's more, I've been jumping more into the recodes really deeply. And a lot of times Shannon's over there too. So if you ever want kind of more deep in depth work with that, like we did a parts integration today that kind of brings up those parts that may sort of go, are you sure? I'm kind of tired. Naps are nice, those other little parts.
I had one of those days yesterday.
Right? I'd rather be eating a donut, that part. Um, so we kind of did a little parts integration. So if you ever are feeling like you need a little bit more support or want to dive in a little bit more, there is that time too. I know it doesn't always work out for you.
Yeah.
But I don't want to end up leaving you out of all that kind of good stuff too. So I
No,
actually,
that's good to know. Because I wasn't aware that it started at 10 o'clock. So I mean, if
yeah,
I ever have a Wednesday off, then I
100%,
can, hop
100%.
on. Yeah.
And I recorded the just the session part that I did. It's probably about a half an hour or so. So if you want, I can send it to you too, so that you
Oh,
can,
that would be awesome.
yeah, I'll give that to you. I'll send that over by messenger today because I'll pop up on
Perfect.
my emails, so you can have access to that too. And maybe
Beautiful.
I'll even throw it in the group just in case anybody wants to do it as well. It's basically a good way to get all the parts on board. It's a fun meditation. So
Cool.
um, yeah, so I'll send that to you. And I think the only other one I wanted to share was there's a few people out there, and someone whose branding I really liked and whose site that I really liked that I just found a couple weeks ago is called the Manifestation Babe. And she's like a lady that's kind of in the field that I'm in. And some of the teachings were kind of neat that she had for free, but as more of a, almost like if you're not sure how to kind of make a site for wellness coaching, check this lady's site out because it was stellar. And I was really, really impressed. And she's sharing with me how she did it. And it's just a really, really neat person. And I do have a VA starting. This guy, they're from the Philippines. They're working for like $7 an hour. It's unbelievable. And the stuff that he's already helping me with is amazing. It's part of a group. So if there's anything that you guys need help with or things like that, I can give him tasks to do that, even if it's just loading a video or whatever, it doesn't matter that it's not going on my page. He can help us out with stuff. So feel free to keep that in the back of your head that there's
Cool.
the option for a VA. I'm hopping on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights. So even around the meeting or whatever, if you guys needed help, you can always hop online with us too. And he's just absolutely incredible. So he agreed to help us out if we needed it, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Even downloading stuff on Movado, he's agreed to look at the Movado site and work with me on this. So I'm kind of
Nice.
excited because as much as you say it's easy, Catherine, if I can find someone that's willing to do that for me for
Totally.
$7 an hour, I'm
Yes.
gonna pay them because I just,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, there's some people who are just not, I mean, it's just not in their wheelhouse. They
right,
don't like it. See, for me, it's really easy and I like doing that kind of
right,
thing. So it's for me, I, don't mind it at all.
yeah,
But if you can afford to pay somebody to do it for you, absolutely. And I mean, and that's what all of the gurus say is
yeah,
if you don't like doing it, find somebody that does and
yeah,
get them to do it for you.
yeah. Yeah, because he wants the hours. Like he even has extra, like it's incredible. So yeah, I'm gonna take this while it's there and
Totally.
just
Yeah.
yeah, just run with it and see. I'm just gonna be making mad money coming up, so it's not gonna be an issue to have to pay him.
Well, and and that is the thing is that anything, see, for me, like, somebody says, well, you should hire somebody to do that. I'm like, but I
I
like
like
doing
it.
that.
Yeah.
Don't take that away from me. I want to do that. I don't have enough time to do it, but I like doing
I
it.
know, right? I know. And what occurred to me today was actually just coaching and doing doTERRA. I can be in my garden the rest of the time, and that's what I really want.
Yeah.
So that's enabling me to be able to do that. Like that's all that's important to me.
So you actually need to really like look at that Scrib site that I was telling you about, because
Yes.
when you're in your garden, you
Just
can be
listen
doing
to,
some
right?
awesome stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I've been telling myself to look at that. I just have Audible right now, which is awesome, but I only get so many books a month before you have to pay for extras. So
Yeah, and the Scrib is this actually less than Audible, and you get access to thousands and thousands and thousands of books. You don't own them,
right.
but you can listen to them as much as you like.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
Amazing.
I don't need to own them. In fact, I don't even want to own them.
Exactly.
I don't like owning anything right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of crap.
It's true though. It is. That's exactly it.
So yeah, so it is awesome. But see, I also do Hay House too. So I have a subscription for Hay House. I have Tapping, Hay House, and that. Between the three of those, if there's something that I don't have access to, I don't need it.
Right? It's so true. Hey, it's so true. Yeah, no, and it's hard to decide which ones, but I think you've nailed it on those. And I love even the suggestions that you had for people to follow. Like, it's so in line with doTERRA, like Eddie Vila and like Jennifer Bittner. They're all such great mentors, and a lot of the stuff is free and it's available in podcasts.
Yeah,
podcasts are totally free, and they both have them, right?
Brendan Burchard is another one that I follow too.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
I listen to his podcasts and stuff. He's good.
Yeah.
He's very intense though. Like I've actually done some stuff with him, and it's in some ways too intense and too overwhelming. Because I didn't find that I was able to, kind of implement a lot of the stuff, because it was just like fire hose learning.
Yes.
And and then you leave the conference and it's like, yeah.
Like, whew, yeah. I don't know if I can do that.
You want me to do what? Yeah. So yeah.
I hear you there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will, is there anything else you wanted to share?
There's one other thing that I thought of. Oh, sorry. Mind movies is also another one that is very, very beneficial in so many ways. So Joe Dispenza actually highly recommends Mind movies as well. And there's a couple of different things that you can do with Mind movies and Joe Dispenza and like a whole bunch of different things. But the Mind movie itself, like you can go on. I think they have some free ones that you can actually download, and they're really it's all about kind of neurobalancing, and it's like the music that's in the background is to like activate crap in your brain that you don't even know is there. And so and they're quick, like 3-minute meditations. So it's like, it takes no time out of your day. There's a morning one and a night one. So that's also something that I actually have subscribed to for quite some time. I have not, I got away from meditation for the past 2 years. I've not done any kind of meditation, and I'm now back into meditation. I do a meditation minimally at night. So it's gotten, it's getting much, much better.
That's so good. That is so good.
So
good for you. It's imperative. It really is. It's when we want to expand our minds, when we want to open these top 3 chakras, it's definitely imperative. It's so huge. And even just to shut the brain off, or to think just one thought for just a few moments. You're not thinking negative thoughts, then you're not thinking anything. You're just being, surrendering. It's so huge. And and people make it way more complicated than it has to be. It can just be simply listening to a YouTube video, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just
that was one of the things, like when somebody told me to meditate, I'm like,
I don't have time to meditate.
Yeah, exactly. I have a hard time shutting my brain down. And once I do shut it down, it goes to sleep.
Right.
So I actually so that's one of the pieces that I have trouble with meditation. So that's why I like yours, because I'm sitting in front of my computer.
Yeah.
So the chances of me falling asleep are pretty slim.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I'm going to stay, because there's lots of times that I actually leave. I go astral doing whatever.
Somewhere. Yeah.
But at least I have a better chance of staying awake if I'm sitting up.
And slightly present, right? Then it's just in those conscious states. Sometimes no matter what, our parts of us kind of shut that down and just allow us to go somewhere else, so it can just kind of do what it needs to do. It's quite cool, but that generally only happens when you trust someone too. So it's kind of nice. That's really, I'll take it as a compliment. That's very cool.
Absolutely.
Here, awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I will sign off with that and we will see everybody tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And
I will not be on. I'll text Rosette and let her
okay,
know, just so that you're aware.
sounds good. Oh, actually, yes, I won't be either. But so maybe we'll do a recorded one. But tonight is the class on spring essentials. It was a good class today. That was at 7 tonight. So hopefully we'll see you guys there.